What's up, guys? Today we are going to be solving all the, we're going to be, listing out all the possible rational zeros of f right over here. And we are just going to figure out, what are the, let's see. We're going to try to figure out all the real zeros, all the possible zeros, and let's get down to it. Okay, so we're given this equation, f of x equals 4x cubed plus 15x squared minus 11x minus 28. So right off the bat, we're going to list all the possible rational zeros of f. How do we do this? Well, if you look at p over q, we have a lagging coefficient, which is going to be 28, and we are going to have a leading coefficient, which is 4 right over here. So if we do p over q, we're going to take the factors of p and we're going to kind of divide it by q. So right over here, I'm going to take the factors of p, which is 28. So I'm going to do plus or minus parentheses because we are also including negatives in here. So the factors of 28, 1, 28, 4, 7, 2, 14. And the factors of our leading coefficient 4, plus or minus parentheses, 1, 4, and 2. Now to solve for our possible zeros, well, we can just do this. We divide. So p divided by q, for example. Yeah, I'll just show you. P divided by q, 1 divided by 1 is 1, okay. Then we have 1 divided by 4, we have 1/4. Then 1/2, 1 divided by 2. And we're going to repeat the same process for the following factors of p, I guess, following numbers. So 28 divided by 1, 28. 28 divided by 4, 7. 28 divided by 2, that is 14. And 4 divided by 1 is 4. Then 4 divided by 4 is 1. 4 divided by 2 is 2. I know that this whole thing is just droning on. So 7 divided by 1. 7 divided by 4, 7/4. 2 divided, 7/4, 7 divided by 1, 7 over 2. I'll kind of go down here. Now we have 2 divided by 1, 2. Then 2/4, which is also 1/2. And 2 divided by 2 is 1. 14 divided by 1, 14. 14 divided by 4, that is 14 over 4. Which is, I believe, is also 7 over 2. So we can just do that. 7 over 2. And 14 divided by 2 is 7. Okay, now that we have our possible zeros, we're going to just do some cleaning up. And by cleaning up, I mean, you notice how we have like excess 7s here? When we make our list, we just want to just have regular numbers, like of the single digit. Not single digit, but of only one frequency, I mean. So if we clean up, we're going to have 1, let's put this over here. These are possible zeros. We're going to have 1. Okay, let's cancel out all the ones so we don't get confused. Okay, now next 1/4. Cross out 1/4, any other 1/4? Nope. 1/2. 1/2, 1/2, any others? 28. I don't see any other 28. 7s. I think we have 3 7s. That means we're lucky. And then 14. Do we have any other 14s? Yep. 4. Then we have 2. Any other 2s? Yes. Now 7/4. Good. And now we have 7 over 2, 7 over 2. Wonderful. Now, this whole section represents our possible zeros, but remember that we have to take in consideration of its plus or minus. So our whole list of these possible zeros is not just 1, 1/4, 1/2, 28. It's also including -1, -1/4, -1/2, -28. And so when a question asks you to list the whole possible zeros, include the negatives as well. Now that we have our list, I'm just going to erase all this garbage down here, and we're just going to focus our attention onto here. And for our next step, we need to figure out a possible root. And once we figure out this one possible root, we can easily take that and use it as a divisor and try to kind of divide that root by that. So I will show you right here. If we do, let's try with our negatives first. If we have f of -1, basically, we're going to input that -1 into here. So we have 4 times -1 cubed plus 15, -1 squared minus 11 times -1 minus 28. Okay, well, f of -1, will f of -1 equal 0? That's the whole question. Of course, I want to make sure that I'm not doing anything incorrectly, so I'm going to use a calculator just to be safe. So we're minus 11 times -1 minus 28. Okay, well, we get -6. See, this little guy, it should equal 0. So f of -1, that's not going to be a factor, aka not going to be a root. So let's try -4. Okay, let's see if that's going to do anything. So f of -4 equals 4 times -4 cubed plus 15 times -4 squared minus 11 times -4 minus 28. Okay. 4 times -4 cubed plus 15 times -4 squared minus 11 times -4 minus 28. Well, look at that. We get 0. And that is awesome because now we know that x equals -4. -4 is a root. So what are we going to do with this -4? Well, let's just erase all this garbage. We don't need all of this stuff anymore. Once we found that one single root, just going to erase all that. Now, -4, if we put this into, I guess, as a divisor, it's going to be x plus 4. So once we get this x plus 4, we're just going to see x plus 4 times what is going to give us 4x cubed plus 15x squared, yada, yada, yada. So let's put this in some long division form. Plus 15x squared minus 11x minus 28. Okay, so x times what is going to give us 4x cubed? Well, just 4x squared. 4x cubed. Just multiply that, we get 16x squared plus 16x squared. Subtract 15 minus 16, -x squared. Bring down the 11. Okay, we have -x. It's going to give us -x squared. Minus 4x. Subtract. Plus, we get -7x. And then bring down this -28. Minus 7. X, and then we have -28. Subtract. Boom, we get 0. So now, what do we do with this answer? Well, we're going to just factor it out some more so we can get the roots of this factor, I guess. So let's erase all this because we want lots of room. Okay, we have 4x squared minus x minus 7. How do we find the roots? Well, we're going to use a quad formula because I'm too lazy to do anything other than the quad formula. So, I guess we could do square roots, but let's just do quad. X equals negative b, 1 plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a okay, so now we have positive 1 plus or minus the square root, okay, of 1 plus, so we have negative 28 times negative 4, 28 times 4, what's that? That's 112. So we have 1 plus 112 over 8, more like 1 plus, more like 113. X equals 1, 8, plus, basically x equals 1 plus or minus square root of 113 over 8. But if we refer back to our roots, our zeros, we can just simply write out 1 over 8 plus the square root of 113 all over 8. Then we're going to do 1 over 8 minus the square root of 113 over 8. And bada bing, bada boom, you have your real roots. You have all your real zeros, and that is how you solve one of the questions on the problem set. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up, and if you liked it even more, go ahead, click that subscribe button. I love you guys.